Hey there, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Pop Culture After Dark. Abel and Vonnie here. And today we have a small lineup, but some big news to share with you guys. Before we get into that, though, I do want to plug our new podcast, Oh So Petty, with Vonnie's co host of Bitches Who Brunch, Rita. The three of us are petty AF, and petty is her favorite color. So we decided to start a new podcast, and also Petty. The very first episode's a drunken episode, and then Vonnie, what is the second episode that comes out Monday?
Oh, that episode's going to be about friend groups, drama in friend groups. This is hilarious. Shout out First Wives Club, dumb bitches. Anyway,
And it's like our friends' experiences. It's not us.
allegedly.
Alleged. And then the one after that you guys really need to stay tuned for is about being petty and sneaky links, side pieces, and all that greatness. So that's just a little sneak peek at our new podcast, Oh So Petty, with our friend and Bonnie's relative, Rita. But yeah, let's get into it. On today's lineup, we have Rihanna, A$AP Rocky, Adele, Whoopi Goldberg, Gigi Hadid, Zayn Malik, the TV show And Just Like That, Kim Cattrall, Yay, Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked, Nick Cannon, Hailey Bieber, Justin Bieber, Miss USA, Chelsea Christ, Real Housewives of Orange County star Elizabeth Vargas. We have Madonna, Nelly, 50 Cent, and Tom Brady, for those of you who like sports and balls and touchdowns and home runs. So, Vonnie, let's start with the biggest news is Rihanna and A$AP Rocky, girl. They didn't even make an announcement. That bitch just said, you know what? Let's go for a little walk.
This bitch put the most bomb ass necklace, like charms and shit like that, on her stomach and was like, I'm out. First of all, bitch, it's cold as fuck outside. Cover the belly up, but we're here for it. It look cute. I was with it.
I liked it too, and the only thing that I was annoyed by is I'm like, okay, well, there goes our fucking music. Fuck the Navy. Fuck the Rihanna Navy. I don't mean like fuck the Navy. That's what Rihanna calls her fans. The RiRi Navy.
I was about to
Uh,
say, hold up.
no, fuck us. Like she don't give a fuck about us. Like, why would she? She's having a child, a whole fucking a whole fucking human being. That's what she's having.
I'm wondering how long it's going to be before she actually does put out new music. But word on the streets is homie's going to come with Fenty Baby, and I am excited for that because, I mean, one of my kids is having a baby, so if I have to have a grandchild, I mean an extended niece or nephew, um, I will buy that little motherfucker some Fenty Baby. So I hope she comes with it. Like, just take all my money, bitch. Fine.
No, at this point, I'm so sick of Rihanna and Fenty, like I am with Beyonce and Ivy Park. I'm like, if y'all bitches don't stop getting me excited with y'all's new posts, and then I'm like, oh, it's Fenty. Or I'm like, oh, it's Ivy Park. Bitch, get the fuck out of here. I want music. But, I was telling my friends, like, watch this bitch pop out her baby and then hit release, publish on her album the same time. She's been push out that baby and be like, hit publish on my new album. Girl,
I wouldn't be ready. I wouldn't be ready. I wouldn't be
I'll
ready.
be shook. She'll be like, here's a picture of a new baby and here's our new album. And I'm not going to do any press, no interviews. Good luck.
Mm,
I'm She's like, I'm
and
not going to
it'll
answer
hit
any of those
platinum.
questions.
It'll still hit platinum.
Oh, it'll sell. So we are now going to transition and talk about Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg was suspended from The View, and Vonnie, you want to talk a little bit about that and what happened there?
Yeah. So I mean, right away, like when the show started, The View, um, Joy Behar opened the show and simply opened it by saying, "Well, you all saw the news. Whoopi will be back here in 2 weeks." Okay, so they brought back another girl in there. I don't know who. I don't know. She's irrelevant. I don't know who that is. And they brought her back to fill in while Whoopi's gone. Now, Whoopi was suspended for the racist remarks that she made regarding the Holocaust and Jewish people. And I was like, okay, don't come for me. I carry knives. But I kind of got a little bit where she was going and what she was trying to say. Um, okay, so just let me. One of part of what she was saying was these are two white groups of people. The minute you turn it into race, it goes down the race alley and you lose what it's supposed to be about. She said, let's talk about it for what it is. It's how people treat each other, and it doesn't matter if you're black, white, Jewish, it's each other. And I think you had also some quotes about how she was talking about it's about one person being inhumane and, all this
Yeah.
other stuff. And then she tried to make it right when she came and she was like, yesterday on the show, I misspoke. The Holocaust is indeed about race because Hitler and the Nazis considered the Jews to be an inferior race. Now, words matter and mine are no exception. I regret my comments and I stand corrected, and I also stand with the Jewish people. Okay, call me dumb fuck come lately. But I was like, when I read that, I had to Google, are Jews a race? Is the are Jewish people considered technically a race? And there was no definitive yes or no answer. So I don't know if that's like something like that's like your stance on is it a race? Because to me, I thought it was a religion.
I thought it was a
So
religion too. It's like if you're
okay, good.
If you're a Christian, that's not my race. You're a
Yeah,
Christian. Like I'm not saying I'm Christian. I'm just saying like if you're a Christian, that's not your race. That's your religion. If you're um I don't know what else. I don't know. I don't know. I just know Christian and Jewish. Like, I know it's
yeah,
stupid to me, but I mean, oh, like Baptist. If you're Baptist, that's your religion. If you're whatever that you believe in, I thought that was a religion. To be honest with you.
yeah. So when I messaged a friend of mine who's Jewish, and I asked him, I was like, so do you consider, your what you believe in your culture, do you consider that, or your religion, do you consider that a race? And he was like, no bitch, I'm white. I was like, oh, okay. And then I have other Jewish friends. I messaged another one of my Jewish friends because I was like, I always do that 2 out of 3. Like I want to hear if they both say the same shit or if it's 1 and 1. Well, they fucked me up because it was 1 and 1. The other one I asked, she was like, no, it's a race. And I'm like, oh, okay, okay, that didn't that, have you seen that TikTok where it's all, well, thank you for that. It was entirely unhelpful. Um,
Yeah.
because I'm like, well, shit. Now it's so I guess it's like a matter of your opinion or where you stand or whatever. So did I think she was intentionally trying to be hurtful with her comments? No. Did I think she was trying to start a new like a talk on it from a different perspective? Yes. Now we are in the middle of cancel culture and the era that we live in right now where you definitely have to watch your words if you don't want to suffer any kind of repercussions or feedback. I mean, it's almost like people can't have opinions. Oh, you can have an opinion, but you could only have the opinions about how we're telling you to have the opinion.
Mhm.
So, I don't know. Is it bad? Is it good? Whatever. In fact, it's just point and blank. She got suspended for 2 weeks. Did the company take the proper stance? Probably, because if not, I mean, they don't want to get canceled. I mean, I get it. I get it why they're doing it.
Yeah. Uh, Whoopi never apologizes for anything. So, like she did say, she corrected herself. I stand corrected in one of her statements. She's like, I stand corrected, and she will correct herself. But she also apologized, and she never apologizes. And apologizes. She always stands by what she says. So for her to apologize, I think was heartfelt. Um, her being suspended for 2 weeks, that's not going to hurt her. Whoopi's like she's been canceled before. Whoopi like was canceled before cancel culture was a thing.
Right.
Like she was blacklisted from Hollywood, and then she talks about Barbara Walters bringing her on The View was her first real job in a long time.
Mhm.
And so whatever, it is what it is. But she'll be back on the show in 2 weeks, so that's like a blink of
Yeah.
an eye.
Yeah.
I think them suspending her was more of like a PR stunt rather than disciplinary action.
I mean, it's something that you have to do now. Sorry. You piss a
Mhm.
big group of people off, you're getting suspended. And if you piss them off
And
enough, like Roseanne Barr did, you're getting fired.
Yeah, that bitch was crazy though.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
the cuckoo.
Yeah. So, speaking of cancel culture, let's move on to Adele because
Oh, bitch.
she's the queen of canceling. Um, she's my queen. I do love her, but she backed out of another show, the Brit Awards. So last week we talked about how she canceled her show, her residency, Las Vegas residency, just hours before the first show was supposed to start. People are already at the venue, they were already dressed and there, ready, and she canceled last minute. Um, well, she also pulled out of the Brit Awards. Well, rumor has it that they don't know how she's going to reschedule these shows because they people think people like Perez Hilton, People Magazine, The Insider, everyone is saying that they think these shows are going to end up being canceled because the venue that Adele is at is already booked through next summer with acts. So how does she plan to reschedule them? That's the question. Also, it was since has been announced that she was crying about her show isn't ready, blah 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 blah, yeah 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 yeah. This is where Vonnie's probably gonna get triggered, and I feel like turned and felt a certain type of way, so I know Vonnie's gonna feel triggered. I'm kind of afraid to say it. So,
I
for
would.
example, when Katy Perry did her residency, she was preparing for almost a year before her show came out. Katy Perry was at her venue performing, basically practicing her show every single day. They said that there was one day that she went like 20 hours getting ready for a show a year in advance. Adele went to her actual Las Vegas, like the residency, like the actual venue she was going to perform in, a week before her first show. She was practicing, I believe they said in Fresno, California, where her boyfriend is allegedly lives or is something like that. Um, so Vonnie, she canceled she didn't show up to the venue until a week before. Other acts, and I looked it up. J Lo when she was there, Britney when she was there. Everyone that I looked up spent at the very minimum that I saw was like 7 or 8 months in their venue practicing and setting it up. And she went there the week before. Bonnie, now is your chance. Sound off, girl.
First of all, um, okay, so a bitch needs to get undigmatized because this is getting fucking ridiculous. I think that's all the fuck this has to do with shit. She canceled because the bitch, I told you I felt no kind of, oh, I feel bad for her when she was like, boo hoo hoo, miss show. No, bitch, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just say you were dick-a-ling-ling swinging on that hoe for all these fucking months and not preparing for your shit because, okay, granted, all she's got to do is stand up there and sing. It's not a big production with Adele the way it is with some other stars and singers and celebrities and stuff like that. So yeah, okay, so she's just gonna George Strait that shit up there. I get it. But still, like there was the canceling of that, her fucking not going to the Brit Awards, bitch, because she was having problems with her boyfriend. What?
Allegedly.
Oh, I'm sorry, allegedly. If I'm allegedly having problems with my man and he want to act fucking dumb, and I have a chance to go to fucking England, bitch, bye.
Her home.
Bitch, bye. Bitch, bye. Like, I'm calling my girls. I'm getting my squad. Bitch, we doing. He want to act dumb. We gonna act real stupid on this trip. No. Like, you was just boohooing. Like, what is he? What is, like, who is he? Who is, let me look up this motherfucker. Is there a picture of him? I gotta see what all this motherfucker looks like, to determine how stupid she's being.
So, do you think he has what is it that we call
Devil dick.
someone?
He must got some devil dick. Cause she's dickmatized over there, all stupid. What he
You
got? Devil
think?
dick and a tornado tongue all at the same time? Like that's
Oh,
the only reason.
girl.
I'm just saying.
I know you did not say that.
I said it.
No, girl.
I'm all
So
Adele. Get out the bed, Adele. Get out the bed.
I do have a photo for you guys.
Let me see him.
If you are listening, um you can watch this on our YouTube channel and it will be up on Facebook. This episode will be on Facebook. I forgot last week to upload it, but it will be on Facebook and YouTube. But this is
Oh
him.
hell. Oh hell.
That's what we have, what we're working with. That's the man that's making Adele. That's He's in her life right now. So again,
Okay. Okay.
for
So she got her some chocolate. Now she's being stupid. Okay,
girl,
bitch.
oh my god.
The first time I had chocolate, I will say, okay, okay. It's like go stupid, go stupid. Okay, okay. Bitch, settle down. You fucking have a career. You have fans. You have music. You have obligations. Don't turn into one of them fucking dumbass bitches that are just all about their men and everything. He'll be alright. It'll be alright. It'll be there when you get back.
People are saying that Adele's gonna probably end up canceling everything and going away for years.
Bye, bitch. Okay. Like I'm over it. I'm sorry. I know you love her so but okay, first of all, she already did that. She went away for years. How long was it before we got a new record out of her?
6 or 7 years.
Okay, so you'll be fine. You survived all those 6 or 7 years without her. It'll be all right.
Oh my
I'm all bye,
god.
bitch. Bye over some dick. Bye, bitch.
Taylor Swift can't relate.
Taylor Swift could never. That bitch puts it in her music, and it don't take her 6 to 7 years to come out with that hoe. So no,
That bitch is like, what? 2 albums in 1 year? I can do this.
she whole fucking album, whole fucking
Two.
20 songs plus.
Two. And then she's like, oh, and if you get it on Spotify, I have additional records.
Oh, bitch.
All the meanwhile re-recording all her albums while releasing new music. If that bitch don't stop,
I mean, she got problems, and we know about every one of them. Okay.
um, so let's move on and talk about relationships and problems. Gigi Hadid and Zayn Malik. So we know that they had a baby together, child. I don't know if it's a baby anymore, and I don't know if it's early season 2 or back in season 1. It's been so long since we reported about Zayn Malik and Gigi Hadid's mom, Yolanda Hadid, and him getting into an altercation. Uh, I don't say alleged because it did happen. It was in public record, physical altercation. Well, Gigi had a recent interview with InStyle magazine, and in InStyle magazine, she says that she chose to look on the bright side of things now. She says, I've been reminded that when we get time with people, just really appreciate it and take it all in and try not to wish away moments. Even if there's something hard, find something beautiful in it. And then she talks about her daughter with Zayn because they have split ways, like they're no longer together. They broke up shortly after the incident. And she says that about their daughter that she's just so smart, she's so aware, she watches everything, she's always learning, she's always looking. And then she just goes on and gushes about her baby and her and Zayn are trying to co-parent. um but yeah, what are your thoughts on that update about them breaking up and her trying to co-parent and look on the bright side of things?
Um, I I don't care. You like that's irrelevant. Welcome to like hey normal people life. Like cool. You guys are trying to co-parent. Yay! I hope that happens. I hope nothing turns bitter there because it is a bitch when you're trying to co-parent and the other parents being a ridiculous immature piece of shit. So
Okay,
hopefully it doesn't
this
turn
is
to
not
that.
also petty.
I'm just saying. Hopefully it doesn't turn to that. Like whatever. But I mean half this shit happens. So
Yeah.
um sorry, I guess.
Yeah. So, speaking of violence and domestic violence issues and craziness, we wouldn't have a pop culture episode without talking about the Real Housewives, and we have some Real Housewives of Orange County news. Vonnie has the lead on this story.
Yeah, so rarely do I have leads on Real Housewives stories because I don't know none of these bitches. This is
I
your
love
show.
them. I love them.
I know. So I don't even know where the hell is Orange County, California. Is that
Orange
real?
County girl. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay.
Yes.
All right, all
Stop.
right. All right. Anyhow, so she was apparently in a hostage, sort of hostage situation with her ex, and she was allegedly roughed up by him. Now, this is Miss Elizabeth Vargas. She feels like she's lucky to be alive after this terrifying situation that she went through. Now, she briefly dated a man in the area that she lived in, and he became so quickly obsessed with her. He would show up to her house, places that she would frequent. He asked for money recently, so she kind of felt like he was trying to extort her or something. So she didn't know whether or not she should call the cops and tell them, hey, you know. But she decided that she needed to on Tuesday to report him for the extortion and tell officers she believed the man was coming to her house at some point that day. Now they responded to the home. They spoke to her and they decided to watch the property from a distance. The ex was still able to get inside, but he did show up and he was armed. He roughed her up and he would not let her leave. There was a standoff with police. Finally, he did let her go and she could see her exiting her home. She was wearing a white robe. She like visibly shook. He remained inside the home for a few like hours later until the cops were able to get in there and he surrendered, you know, and they did arrest him. Now she's still saying she's shaken up. I mean, this is scary. This is
Yeah,
scary.
it's like real life.
That's real life shit. I mean, that doesn't just happen to celebrities. That happens, unfortunately, domestic violence. I mean, there's an uptick in it right now, and it's so sad, you know, that stuff is going on. And thankfully, he didn't
Yeah.
hurt her too bad. I mean, like I said, he roughed her up. We don't know the extent of the roughing up, what exactly was. They haven't released specifics on that yet, but definitely, you know, my prayers are with her. That is something scary to go through, and I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
Same. And she's such like a on the shows, at least a season that I've seen her on, because I'm behind, I think, a season of that show. She seems like she's like very. She puts up this front of like being a very tough, that bitch, like very like I don't need a man and I'm independent, and she seems like very. She has a hard exterior, and
Right.
so for this to happen to her, it making, it, I'm sure, emotionally it's hard on her because I think her personality is very strong-willed. And so not only physically, but emotionally, mentally, I'm sure it's going to take a toll on her. So I feel sorry for her going through that, anyone going through that. So it's sad, but
Yeah.
and just kind of staying with the kind of sad news, Miss USA 2019, Chelsea Christ, she passed away, and it was revealed that she actually she ended her life. I have to watch what I say.
Yeah.
She did end her life, and so she, you know, it was confirmed just a few days after her passing. It says that 30-year-old suffered from multiple blunt impact injuries. It was reported that she jumped from a 60-story condominium building that she lived in and was found dead on the street below just after 7 a.m. Sunday. Her family confirmed the loss in a statement to Extra, saying, "In devastation and great sorrow, we share the passing of our beloved Chelsea. In great in great light was one that inspired her great light was one that inspired others around the world with her beauty and strength. She cared, she loved, she laughed, and she shined. Chelsea embodied, loved, and served others, whether through her work as an attorney fighting for social justice, as Miss USA, and as a host on Extra, but most importantly, as a daughter, sister, friend, mentor, and colleague. We know her impact will live on. As we reflect on her loss, the family asks for privacy at this time. And if you or someone you know is contemplating ending their life, please contact the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255, or text strength to the crisis line at 741-741. And we also have it scrolling if you're watching the video, and if you may or may not know, the information is scrolling on the bottom of our screens now. So I was shocked to see that, read that, hear that. It's like another life lost in such a tragic end. Yeah, that's sad. Vonnie, what were your thoughts when you heard this story?
I was devastated completely. At first, I loved her. She was beautiful. She was always very inspirational. And this is it just blew me away because it's the third suicide, in less than 2 weeks of these young, people, these young, even like the 26-year-olds and stuff. To me, I'm like, those are young kids. Like, this is what's going on. And I think also what got me was the statement that was released from April Simpkins, which is she's the mother of Chelsea. Um, she said, I have never known a pain as deep as this. I am forever changed. Today, what our family and friends privately knew was the cause of death of my sweet baby girl. Chelsea was officially confirmed. While it may be hard to believe, it is true. Chelsea led both a public and private life. In her private life, she was dealing with high functioning depression, which she hid from everyone, including me, her closest confidant, until very shortly before her death. While her life on this earth was short, it was filled with many beautiful memories. She goes on to say, Chelsea, to the world, you were a ball of sunshine wrapped in smiles. We talked, we FaceTime and texted one another all day, almost every day. You were more than a daughter. You are my very best friend. So that is gut wrenching and heartbreaking. And people, I keep saying it, you never know what somebody is dealing with. So that's,
Yeah.
definitely our hearts and thoughts and prayers go out to them.
Yeah, again, the number is 1-800-273-8255, and you can text the letters MHA to 741-741, and that is available 24/7 if you are here in the United States. So, sorry to her family, friends, loved ones. Yeah, it's sad. But let's kind of transition over and back into a little bit lighthearted news. Tom Brady has, I know who that is. He officially announced his retirement. Vonnie,
Uh,
what are the details? What's happening in this football sports
Act like you know. This is his
ESPN
favorite
section?
segment. Yes, our ESPN segments are his favorite. So Tom Brady is officially retired from the NFL after 22 seasons. The 44-year-old quarterback announced to the world that he's retired from the league via Instagram on Tuesday morning. The announcement came after he said on his podcast released Monday night that he was
He has a
still going
podcast.
through the
Girl, everybody got podcasts.
podcast.
Everybody.
That he's still going through the process of his retirement decision. He said, I've always believed the sport of football is an all in proposition. If 100% competitive commitment isn't there, you won't succeed. And the success is what I love so much about our game, he wrote. There is a physical, mental, and emotional challenge every single day that has allowed me to maximize my highest potential, and I have tried my very best these past 22 years. There is no shortcuts to success on the field or in life. It's difficult for me to write, but here it goes. I am not going to make that competitive commitment anymore. I have loved my NFL career, and now it is time to focus my time and energy on other things that require my attention. So the whole football nation was shooketh when he did put out this statement. Me, I'm like, bye, bitch. I hate Tom Brady. Um,
A lot of people do. I mean,
so many. I remember, like, I was going through my Instagram, and I have so many posts where I'm all, "Good morning, everybody," except Tom Brady. Like, I hate him.
everybody hates.
I respect him though. I respect what he's done in his career, but there's a little bit of drama with this. So a lot of people are saying that yeah, he's made the decision, but the reason he made the decision was because his wife put her foot down and was like, I can't do this anymore. I get like this is too much, like the injuries, the worrying, the everything else. It's time. You're at that age where it's time for you to retire. I don't want anything else happening to you. So they're saying he's getting a lot of pressure, sources allegedly, from his wife. To retire, and he did. So I don't know if that was a factor. It could have been. I know if I was a wife like that, I definitely,
Mhm.
because football is no joke. You can get seriously injured. You can get hurt. You can I mean, I get it, and he is at that age. I hate to say that already, but you're 44, homie. It's time to sit down, pass the football on.
22 years, like people don't last 22 years in the game, and like you
No.
can't do that. It's like now it's like less than 10
Yes.
because of the injury and the body can only take so much. But Dan did it. So yeah,
He did, and I don't care. So, enjoy your retirement. I will love not seeing you play football anymore. No, I'm
he'll
just kidding. I'm
probably
getting
he'll
there.
probably be a he'll probably be a commentator like Troy
Commentator,
Aikman's
yeah.
dumbass. Like Troy Aikman's dumbass. I can't stand him. All
But
right,
hold on,
what?
wait. I got one
I
more
want
part
us
of
to
the
move
story. I
on. Done
I
with
know
him.
you're ready. I know you're ready. So when he was thanking everybody, when he's putting out statements and thanking everybody from his, career and past and this and this and that, they're saying he snubbed the Patriots and didn't thank the Patriots for, whatever being a part of that organization and stuff. So I don't know. To me, it's like, whoa. Okay, because he was part of the Patriots I was like, so when I think of Tom Brady, I think of the Patriots.
That's what
So
I
it's
think
like,
of too.
yeah, and he totally snubbed them, and they're saying it was done unintentionally, but I think there was a little bit of intention there.
I
So
think there's something happened. I also like messiness, so
there's some messy stuff there because I heard the owner of the Patriots threw a fucking hissy fit about that shit. So we'll
and I
see
bet
if
he
some
did.
drama pops off from
Will someone I won't listen to his podcast. Maybe he'll talk about his podcast, but I won't listen to that.
that.
So someone listen to it. So speaking of messiness, we're gonna move on and talk about And Just Like That because I love it. I love this show. Oh
Me
my
too.
god. It is so good in everything I needed.
Uh huh.
So, And Just Like That is HBO's Max's not spin-off, not sequel. It's just like a continuation of Sex in the City. So it's a separate entity, but happens in the same world, same characters as Sex and the City, for those of you that don't know and are hiding under a rock somewhere. So, And Just Like That showrunner has said that Kim Cattrall will never, they said never, be invited back to the show again. Kim Cattrall, as we all know, that Sex and City fans know, she has come out strongly against the cast. Says that they have never been friends. She had strong um, issues with SJP, Sarah Jessica Parker, and she has just talked very negatively about the show, Sex and the City, and her experience playing Samantha on it. Well, the one of like the showrunners did an interview recently and said, they were kind of talking about, maybe will she return? Would she maybe get her own spin-off? Because and Just Like That, Kim's character Samantha's kind of in it through like text messaging,
Yeah.
and they're like, well, they're kind of, maybe that's leaving the door open for a character to return, or maybe get like a spin-off show of her own because she's supposed to be like in where, like across the country, like
And
London,
she's
I
like in
think,
England or something. Yeah.
like England, England, London, the UK,
She's with the
UKans.
Italians. Yeah.
So she's like on the other side of the world, and for her like PR agency. So people are like, well, maybe it's a spin-off show like of her own. No, honey. Michael Patrick King said no. Just like there was no thought that Kim would ever participate in And Just Like That, because she has said what she has said.
Oh.
Uh, and then he continued and said, the only place I participate in magical thinking is fiction. Magically thinking, it's great to have Samantha. I have no realistic expectation of Kim Cattrall ever appearing again.
Hmm.
So Samantha was an iconic character on the show, but I'm loving the new show's characters and the diversity on it. It's
Yes.
like I love it all. There's non-binary, there's the LGBTQ, there's people of color, different races, different all kinds of. It's literally when I think of America, New York City. not so much America, but New York City. This is what, and just like that is a representation of that.
Right.
What are your thoughts on all of this?
Well, I think the one thing that And Just Like That has proved is that you don't need Samantha to make this, make it a good show or interesting or anything. I love the new characters. I
Yeah.
really, really do. I especially love, God, what is her name? The one that they brought, Carrie's real estate agent.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't remember
Seema.
her name.
Seema.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love Seema. I really think like the way she stepped into the role and kind of filled in their fourth. I'm here for it. I love Seema. I want to know more about her. I want to see more about her. I'm like, dude, put her on a dating app. I want to see what she's like. Get this bitch a date. Um, so I really am. I'm here for the new direction that it's going in. And I was one of those people at first, and I was like, how the fuck is this going to work without
I know,
Samantha?
but it works so
It is.
good.
It is, and I really thought they were going to kill her off. I really thought they were going to kill her off because she's the oldest one, and
She
she
lived
had
a crazy
cancer.
lifestyle.
Yeah, and she had cancer, so I was like, "Ooh, they're going to bring the cancer back. They're going to kill her off. Whatever, whatever." So I fully expected that, but I really think like him coming out and saying this, how there's not an open invitation for her to come back, bitch, those are sour grapes because Kim Cattrall has been so firm on her stance that she is not going to come back to this franchise at any point in time. She's not doing a movie, she's not doing the show, she's not doing anything. Those have been her words from the very beginning because of
Well,
everything she went through.
and that's what he said. She has said what she has said.
Yeah, so
So,
for me,
so
like him saying, "Oh, well, there's no open invitation for her." Bitch, she didn't want it anyway. Like,
yeah.
there's no need for you to come out and say that. She didn't want it
She's
anyway.
very like irrelevant though. I mean,
Yeah, in a way. I mean, I know she's on that new spinoff now, How I Met Your Father, and I heard she's
yeah, I
doing
haven't.
amazing on that spinoff, and that spinoff is doing good. So there's no need to bring Samantha back. We loved her. She was it. She was awesome in the original show. In the movies, I loved her. But the last movie, I kind of had a little bit of over her already.
Yeah, I was
Last
done with
movie.
her. I was like, I liked her, but I was like, okay. I also, you know what I like is like you said, Carrie's real estate agent, but it's also like Charlotte's new friend. The whole
Yes,
mom life, and then Miranda
with
experiencing what she's
Shay.
going Shay with Shay and they is Shay
With Shay
girl.
Diaz. Like, oh my God, have you seen all the Shay Diaz? Like, Twitter is unrelentless. And just, oh my God, Google Shay Diaz on Twitter and it's fucking hilarious. I could be on there for hours.
So I don't know what kind of fingers Shay's got, y'all, but
We
girl.
saw what kind of fingers she has in that kitchen scene.
Girl, but then my heart broke for Steve. Spoiler: this is not and just like that podcast, but is that
Your heart
is that
broke
it?
for Steve. My heart broke for Carrie when
Yes,
she had to pee in a fucking bottle and shit.
that shit was funny. Oh, that shit was funny.
I was
She
like,
that shit was funny. Oh my god! I was like, this is not in just like that podcast, but is that an idea?
could it be?
Could it be our new podcast? Summer
Stop it. You're going to kill
2022.
yourself with too many podcasts. I don't want to hear it. I don't
Great.
want to hear it.
So, yeah, that is great. I love the show. I just thought it was interesting that he said never because people say never, but you know,
Mm-mm, I don't see it.
um, yeah. So let's get into this. Fill me in, girl. What's happening with Nelly and Madonna? Like, this is the most random shit.
Oh, I was
What's the
here
tea?
for
What's the
this.
tea?
Okay, first of all, you need to take a little trippy trip to Madonna's Instagram because we're going to be talking about her Instagram post on there. So, Nelly went on one of her posts on Instagram and tried roasting her. He tried. It wasn't a hard roast. It was a soft roast. But nonetheless, he took his ass on there, which breaks my heart because I love Nelly. And now a lot of people have been very ruthless with her lately because of she's gotten some work done to her face. Homegirl has gotten some fillers. She has gotten some lips. She's done some plastic surgery to her face, and I am fucking here for it. She looks fucking amazing. She looks 20 something again. Whatever. I love it. I'm digging her new look. And with her new look, she's got her same Madonna attitude. Now, what I don't get is how people are like, coming out and they're being, oh, why is she posting something like she's 63 or however the whole hell old she is, 63, 64,
Which
whatever.
and which post are we talking about? Like what?
All the posts were her showing her body. If anyone were, because you got to scroll through some of the pictures because she likes to do a photo dump, and
Yeah.
the good
Okay.
pictures are like scroll through. So she made a post on there where she's wearing her old a hat from her Blonde Ambition tour, and she's kind of like looking backwards, and she's showing her ass, and that one, yes. So Nelly commented on it, and he said some things should just be left covered up. And Eugenia Washington comments underneath it is like, wait, Madonna got a BBL? No, bitch, she didn't. Madonna has always been. That's look at that. Fucking Madonna looks like her daughter. But that's always been Madonna. I have followed Madonna since I was little. She's always pushed, all kinds of lines and buttons. She's always kind of been raunchy, in this way. Her
Mm-hmm.
Blonde Ambition tour was fucking amazing. It was raunchy as shit. But he, along with some other celebrities, are just talking down at her that no 63-year-old should be posing like that and acting like that, blah, 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 all this stuff.
Hmm.
Well, like, so she hasn't commented back to Nelly, but before Nelly made those comments, 50 Cent was really talking a lot of trash about her. There's been like this fucking war going on with 50 Cent and Madonna, where he was just saying how, she like somebody come get your grandma, stuff like that. He was just talking a bunch of crap, saying like the purge begins now, isn't there an age limit for this kind of shit, man, asking for a friend at Madonna, like he fucking
Wow.
added her. Well, then Madonna was like, you know what, bitch, cool. Let me respond to this. So she made a response like back where she had like a cartoon figure on there, and she was like, "You're trying to shame me. Um, your apology is fake. It's bullshit. It's not valid. An apology is not valid if you don't know what you're apologizing for. You should be apologizing for being misogynistic, sexist, and ageist with your behavior and your remarks." And just put on like a whole bunch of, she put like a purge filter on there and stuff like that on her, where she was talking back to him, and he was saying about how he doesn't hang out with her, he doesn't associate with her, they're not friends. Well, then she posted like pictures of them together, and I think this was like on Twitter. She posted like things, put pictures of them together, and she was like, "Oh look, just me and 50 hanging out, him not being my friend and being fake as fuck." Like she is not holding back. Homegirl is calling his ass out. So 50 did double back and apologize, but then she was like, fuck your apology. And then he was like, you know what? Fuck my apology. You're right. So it's like just going back and forth, this beef with them. First of all, somebody tell 50's fucking Nestle ass crunch face fucking to sit the fuck down. Fuck you, bitch. Okay?
Okay.
Fuck you. Looking like the back of a Nestle's crunch bar. Like, who the fuck are you to tell anybody how they're supposed to act, look, walk, talk at any fucking age? Like, I applaud her. I hope I have a body like hers when I hit 63. But I ain't even got it now. And I don't even think I had it when I was 20. So, fuck you. She's bad as shit. Like, Nelly too. Like, I don't get what they get out of going on like somebody else's post and talking down to them or talking shit about the way they look or the way, especially Nelly and 50. We really gonna talk about how we acting? Are we really gonna talk about this? Like, especially with like all this stuff that's come out recently with Nelly, all the bullshit that 50's ever gone through. Can we just say Vivica Fox, Nelly? I mean 50 Cent? Vivica Fox, 50 Cent. Fuck out of here. Do not. Do not start your shit. Like, ugh. Like, I have so many words. Like, I can't. Like, I can't. Because I love me some Madonna. And that bitch looks good. I don't give a shit.
She looks good. I'm just not a fan of Madonna. Not that I'm not like saying I don't think she's talented or I don't like her. I'm just like I'm not a fan. I don't follow her. I don't obviously I know her big bops and her hits,
Yeah.
like I'm just I'm just not a fan. Like I don't download her music. Nothing against her. Like she is the queen of pop. Everybody knows
Mm-hmm.
that. But I'm not a fan personally. That's all. So I don't really
Yeah.
have, but never should they got these guys with their busted asses be talking about how anybody looks like. And then what's wrong? Age is just a number, girl. I mean, Look, Madonna does not look 16, and if she did look 60, it doesn't matter. She is
Mm-mm.
she's lucky to be alive at 60. We're talking about
Girl,
all
live
these
your
loss of
best
lives.
life. I
We're talking about
know.
all these loss of lives at 19, 23, 26, 30. Girl, if you can live to be over 60, then live your best life. Show a little ass.
And
One could
she's doing
only hope. One could only hope. So,
it.
if you are listening to us on audio, again, make sure to check us out on YouTube. We have just video there for you guys, also showing Madonna's Instagram right now. And I have an one of her Instagram posts up on our screen now with yay.
Yeet.
It is Yay though,
Yay.
because I wanted to talk about Yay and his interview with Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked. I briefly mentioned it last week how he talked about. I hadn't listened to the podcast yet, but he did an interview with Jason Lee of Hollywood Unlocked where they actually talked about this photo in particular of where Madonna and Ye are together and of this little get together that they had. And I'll show you over here in this corner. There's Jason Lee. This is how they all. This is like the night 2 weeks ago, if that's when this happened. Is actually when they linked up and actually like got the podcast together. So I just found it interesting going through Madonna's posts. Like this was the night that they were talking about in the Hollywood Unlocks podcast. They talk about how they were surrounded by like so many creative people and how what I wanted to talk about though, and like specifically was, Yay, we give him a hard time. We talk about how crazy ass he's living across the street from his baby mama. He's crazy, like, he's crazy in our eyes. And then listening to the full podcast, I really got a different sense of him. And I urge everyone to go and listen to the podcast, or you can watch it on the Hollywood Unlocked YouTube channel. I saw him in a different light. I saw him, the media and everything, all those crazy headlines we read, we're like, oh, here goes Yee. His ass is wild. His ass wild and out with that mask on. He's wearing a full ass ski mask. But I see him, and on Hollywood Unlocked, they talked about how that night at this event with Madonna, they were talking about how everyone talked about Madonna when she was doing like a virgin and when she was doing the MTV Awards and she kissed Christina and Britney.
Mm-hmm.
They're visionaries, being a visionary, being ahead of your time, and
Mm-hmm.
how Ye is ahead of the time. Like Ye came out, everyone talks about him, but everybody's wearing his shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that I know goes crazy. His shoes sell out like in minutes. They
Mm-hmm.
have to do those stupid lotteries that people do for shoes. And I saw him in a different light. I saw him talking about how he is a visionary. He does think in the whenever he's talking and stuff, he said that that was an issue with him and Kim, was that Kim and everyone, like basically us regular humans, we see like in the now, but he's already thinking what's going to be relevant in 5 years, what's going to be relevant over the next 10 years, what's going to
Right.
happen. And so he was explaining his a method to his madness, really. And so I saw him and I thought, like, man, I've been talking all this shit about him, but he's just a creative person and he does some crazy ass shit. But he's right. Like, like the things he was saying, he was just trying to do what's best for his children and stuff like that. I'm like, if this was just a regular person, if it was the other way around and he was having a party and wasn't letting Kim or any of her family know where it was, it would be all over the headlines. He would have been the villain. Kim would have been poor Kim, poor the mom, if it was the other way around. And we didn't even think of that. And I'm like, man, this is
It's
wild
true.
just listening to that podcast. And so I just thought it was interesting seeing this photo and then having this story and listening to the whole podcast, the whole interview.
Mm-hmm.
um they talk about him just being a visionary and how visionaries are always ahead of their time, and sometimes you don't see it now but you'll see it in 5 years or whatever. And so do I think he's crazy sometimes? Yes. But no, do I think he does crazy things? Yes. Do I think he's crazy? No. Do I think he suffers from some mental stuff? Yes. So there's a difference.
Yeah.
um yeah, I just urge everyone to listen or watch the podcast of On Hollywood Unlocked. It's very insightful. It's very, you see a different Ye. You see the human side of Ye. You see him hurt. You see him being a dad. You see him hurting, talking about a relationship. But then you also see, um, then we see like the publicized things of him acting a fool with his new girlfriend and him being. Do I think he's controlling? Yes, I do. I still stand by what we said last week. I think he is controlling. I think he does tell his girlfriends what they need to wear and the aesthetic they have to have and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was just interesting. And what are your thoughts on all of these insights of that I've shared about his interview? And like
I
I said, if the story was flipped.
Oh yeah, I'm exactly. If it was flipped, it would be, oh boohoo, poor Kim. He's such a monster. How could he do that? Poor mom, and stuff like that. That is the double standard is there, 100%. About just listening to. I agree with that. I have just listened to him talk. He's done plenty of interviews where he talks about stuff like that, and there is a normal side to him in a sense of normality to what that is for him. And I do like hearing him talk about some things and everything. So, I'm on that same page with you. He is a visionary. I do see, good things coming from him. Now, does he need help with some of his mental and emotional instability? Absolutely. But, sometimes some of the biggest, best ideas come from minds like that. So,
So keep doing you,
yeah,
but just scale it
yeah,
back a little bit. Scale it
yeah,
back a
yeah,
little bit, and
yeah,
tell your girl Julia to slow her fucking roll because she ain't
yeah,
nobody yet.
yeah. And
Okay.
move. Just move. Down the
Yeah. Yeah.
street, next neighborhood, whatever. Move.
Like yee.
You
Settle down. So if you take a down tone, we'll be good, bro.
bring it down a notch,
Yeah.
buddy.
So we're gonna end the podcast with a couple of baby stories.
I don't even like kids, but okay.
Girl, I said fuck them children. You
I
said
said fuck
nah.
them kids. Fuck them kids. Not the
So
baby
Haley,
mama.
Haley Bieber and Justin Bieber, people always ask, when are you going to get married? When are you going to get married? And then when you get married, people, what's the next question? When are you going to
When
have
you got
kids?
kids,
When are you going to have kids? Well, in a recent interview, Haley Bieber said that her and Justin do plan on having kids. However,
cute.
it wouldn't be for at least a couple of years because she wants the next couple of years to enjoy their marriage, to enjoy each other, to get to know each other more in their marriage. And she says like it's different when you're dating, it's different when your boyfriend girlfriend, a relationship becomes different when you're fiancés, and then you get to know each other differently when you're married.
Yeah,
And I never been married, never have fiancés, so I don't know. But she says that all different stages, and she wants to kind of enjoy the moment that they're in. So, what are your thoughts on her? And some people were like coming at her, like, of course, those old ass people, the old ass mindset, they need to have kids. Bitch, they are kids. They're like 20
exactly.
something.
There is nothing wrong with getting married and wanting to enjoy your married life without having to haul around strollers and diaper bags and all this shit. Enjoy being a young married, even if you're an older married couple and you haven't had kids yet. Don't
Hmm.
fucking, you do not have to conform to any kind of standards or anything. Enjoy your life, bitch. Live your best life. Because the minute your ass gets pregnant and pop out that baby, your best life is going to be nothing but Gerber fucking baby cans and
Baby
baby
Fenty.
bottles and yeah, Fenty Baby. Well, that might be fun
Hmm.
shopping for that stuff like that. But you're gonna be so fucking girl. You're gonna have spit up in your hair. You're gonna have to be breastfeeding everywhere you go, like lugging around a bed, and it's gonna be
You're
mom,
gonna
mom,
be
mom,
you're gonna
mom,
be
mom, mom.
lactating.
Yeah, it's not sexy, and it's not. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's amazing being a parent. It is. It's amazing being a mother. All that stuff is great. Like you have your kids, the gift of life. You love them, but you hate
And
the
then
motherfuckers sometimes.
and then they call you in the middle of your podcast and ruin
I know.
everything.
And then you gotta re-record, and then there's all this bullshit. And they always want money, and then
They want you gotta feed them.
the pregnancies do shit to your body. Like parts start sagging. You didn't even know could sag. Like fuck that. No.
They need a whole ass woman makeover.
I know. Then you need it. Then you're like, well, what's this? What's this down here? Why do I look
And
like a
then
whole turkey?
and then
Like
if you
fuck
have
that.
and then if it becomes a baby daddy, that's a baby daddy drama.
Exactly. And then let's say y'all break up, then you just a baby mama, and then you got a baby daddy, and then the new one comes,
And
and
baby
then oh my
daddies ain't
god,
shit. And
before you know it, you're collecting baby daddies. Like shit.
so
I mean,
that
from somebody, one of my friends
that's
is like that. I don't know.
so perfect segue to collecting babies. Nick Cannon.
Oh, bitch! Don't even get me started. Don't. Oh my god, this kid's like having his 27th child with somebody. He just
He
announced it.
announced that they're having he's expecting his eighth child after having four children in 1 year last year. After his two sets of twins last year, Nick Cannon said that he was going to practice celibacy, and here we are. That happened in 2021. Here we are, February 2022, and he's expecting an eighth child.
He said he was going to practice celibate. Who? Celebratory?
Celibus,
Celebratory sex? Because that's all the fuckers been doing is out there banging and shit. Okay, I had 8 kids too, but it took me a fucking decade to have all them kids. Okay, bitch, you had
allegedly.
eight. Allegedly, yeah, you had 4 kids in a year.
Your friend had 8 kids.
Somebody cut his ball sack. Somebody please give this man a
You know,
vasectomy. Is he
you know
building a
what's
hair?
crazy, girl? He said that he wants to have as many kids as he can.
Who the fuck does he think he is? The king of the Nile? Like all of a sudden, like all these
He wants to
kids, like
spread the seed.
oh, I feel bad. I feel bad. I feel bad. Them poor
Girl,
kids.
then all these girls, he has super sperm. He has all these sets of twins. Doesn't he have three sets of twins?
I don't know. I
Because
had one and
Mariah,
I put everything else.
he had Mariah. They had twins, and then he had two sets of twins last year. That's 6 kids.
Oh no. See, he's doing something genetically. Maybe he's like looking up. I don't fucking know. I don't even want to think about it. Like,
He's curling that toe a little too far to the left, or something's happening.
or he's just finding these girls. He's like, hey, girl, do twins run in your family? And she says no. He's like, okay, bye. And then she
Or
says yes. And he's like, let me put a baby in it. Let me put several babies in it. Like, what?
girl,
I know he's got money and stuff like that, but by the time he gets done, they're gonna be getting $5 a month for child support because he's got so many damn kids. This is stupid.
$5 a
Stupid.
month. Bitch said $5.
This is
Well,
stupid.
it's not like his kids with Mariah need it. I mean, their Mariah's kids with him are rich. Their grandchildren are rich forever. So Mariah Carey stays number one, girl. She stays
Uh,
ready, so she don't gotta get ready for every Christmas.
Imagine being that dumb bitch that fucks him like in like 4 years from now, and he's already got like 50 kids, and you're the dumb bitch that slept with him, and you really ain't got shit, and you think you're gonna get a big old payday, bitch, and you end up with just like a fucking Easter basket every now and then, and like
Oh.
$10 in food stamps or something. I don't know. Like he's so stupid. I hate him. Like,
So, with that being said, that is how we are ending this week's podcast with baby daddy drama. Make sure you follow us on social media at Pulp Culture After Dark. All of our links are in the show notes. And again, if you're listening, make sure you check us out on YouTube and Facebook because our videos and podcasts are there as well. And again, we do share screens so you can see some of the stuff that we're talking about. And then you definitely want to check out Oh So Petty because bitch, y'all think we're petty about these celebrities.
oh, we're so nice to them compared to us on that show.
Oh So Petty, we're afraid. We're like we're gonna get banned from Spotify. We don't even know.
All of it.
So all allegedly. So
Allegedly.
that is it for this week's episode of Pop Culture After Dark. We will talk to you guys next week. Have a great one.
Bye.